Key, settings net control for RAYNET-UK weekly activity net. This net meets each Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. local and is open to all RAYNET-UK operators. The primary purpose of this net is to provide the opportunity for members to test equipment, exchange traffic, news, opinions, and information. Additional information and announcements are available on the RAYNET-UK website, which can be found at raynet-uk.net. This is a direct net, which means all calls are to be made with the net control station unless you're instructed otherwise. All wireless radio operators are invited and encouraged to check into the net. When checking into the net, please announce your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your name and whether or not you have any traffic for the net. If you do not wish to have an over, then please say in and out. After a few check-ins, the net control will pause and review the check-in list. If your check-in is not been acknowledged, then please try again. We'll now begin by taking check-ins for the RAYNET weekly activity net. Calls will be taken in call sign number order. Any stations with a figure 8 in their call sign wishing to check in Golf 8 Echo Yankee T8 EEY. Good afternoon, Guy. Name is Mike. C4 NRC. Recognising Mike, G8EY. Good afternoon. You'll stay with us. Excellent. Nice to hear you on. Okay, we'll move down to the sevens. Any call sign with a figure 7, please call out. This is G4. GD 78, Golf 7, November, Echo Hotel. Good afternoon, guys. Mike 7, Alpha Traffic. Good afternoon, guys. Can you put me in and out with me, please? He has Golf 7, November 8. And Mike 7, N7AVO, and you are in and out. Thank you very much. We'll move down to the sixes. Any stations with a figure 6 in their call sign, please call now. This is G4, NRC. Good afternoon, guys. This is Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo, T6PD. No traffic in and out, please. Good afternoon, Guy. Mike 6, November Yankee India. No traffic in and out. G4 NRC. Thank you very much. That was Chris, Golf 6, Papa Delta Echo, and Alan, Mike 6, November Yankee India. And Alan, you are in and out. Thank you very much. Can we move on to the fives? Any station with a figure 5 wishing to call into the RAYNET activity group, please do so now. This is G4 NRC. Nothing heard, so move down to the 4s. Any station with a figure 4 sign, please call now. This is G4 NRC. Alpha 4, Kilo, India, Lima, Philip, South Sussex. G4 NRC, G4 UK, Kilo, Uniform, Juliet. Afternoon, Guy, Trevor in Watford. G4 NRC, this is Golf Mike 4 Echo, Mike Oscar. And the Scottish orders, name is Tim, no traffic, in and out, Guy. G4 NRC, this is G4XUR, Somerset. The name here is Brave, call sign Golf 4 X-ray Uniform, Radio. This is G4 NRC. We have Golf 4 Kilo India Lima. Philip, good afternoon to you. And Trevor, G4 UK, who's also my scribe for the day. So thank you, Trevor, for scribing these. We have Golf Mike 4 Echo Mike Oscar. Tim, you are in and out. Thank you very much. And G4XUR Desert. You're all staying with us. Thank you very much. Any station with a figure 3 in their call sign, figure 3, please call now. This is G4 NRC. Golf 3 uniform. Sorry, I don't know why I started out. Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-ray. Ian. Golf 3 Victor Echo Hotel. President Winchester, good afternoon, Guy. In and out this afternoon, no traffic. G3V8 Sunny Winchester. Okay, we have G3ZHX. No problem at all. I get tongue-tied with the call signs as well. I mean, my own name, so no problems there. Good afternoon, and G3VH. I think you were in and out. No problems at all. My scribe seems to disconnect from the log for the moment, so we will pick up in a sec. Carry on. Right, moving down to the 2s. This includes the intermediates. So anybody with a 2 in their call sign looking to join the activity net, please call in now. This is G4, and I'll see. This is G4 NRC, nothing pairs for the 2s. Moving down to the 1s. Any station with a figure 1 in their call sign wishing to join the activity group, please. Now, this is G4 NRC. M1CYT, Steve. Good afternoon, Steve. Mike 1, Charlie Yankee Tango, welcome. Okay, now we move down to the dizzying group of the 0s, and this time round it went me, because I'm already on. So we'll start off with the Mike 0s. Mike 0s, wishing to join the activity group, please call now. This is G4 NRC. Zero Whiskey X-ray, Shirley in Cornwall, in and out. Thank you, bye, and thanks for running the net today. Mike in the Tango Mike, Andy with also control. Thanks again, Barry. Good night. Mike and the 0 Mike, Oscar from the Northern and America. Okay, this is Bruce from Florey. Good afternoon, Shirley and Andy. Mike 0 Whiskey Extra Golf. Mike 0 India Mike. Recognise you as out. Thank you very much. We also have Philip, Mike India Oscar, Mike 0 Oscar, also in and out today. Okay, let's move down to the Golf Zeros. So, Station Golf Zero wishing to join the activity group. Please call now. This is G4 NRC. Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-Ray. Good afternoon, guy. Name is Andy. RAYNET Pembrokeshire. No traffic today, so in and out, please. Over. Golf 0, Charlie Foxtrot Bravo. Richard East Suffolk RAYNET in and out. This is G4 NRC. We have Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-Ray, Andy in and out. We have Richard Golf 0, Charlie Foxtrot Bravo in and out as well. Okay. Let's go to our international stations. Any international stations, including Ben in Ireland and any other international stations wishing to join us this afternoon, please call now. This is G4 NRC. It's G4 NRC, nothing heard. Are there any stations that missed their check-in slot wishing to make themselves known? Please call now. This is G4 NRC. Any stations wishing to join the net, please call now. Mike 7, Kilo Alpha Golf. Kevin, Mike 7, Kilo Alpha Golf. You clicked up briefly. Do you want to yes, over? It seems as if I lost a reception, so I just re-clicked it on the talk group. No problem at all. That's fine. Glad to have you on board. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We have 18 on the net today, and not too many sticking with us, but that's fine. Today's net is being live streamed by Graham, G7NEH, YouTube. Past live streams and, of course, future live streams are all available to search on YouTube if you just search for Graham G7NEH on YouTube, and they will pop up there for review. Spotted this week was an announcement that Vodafone has turned off the 3G network on some key rural areas, which does now leave a large part of the country relying on the 2G services for corresponding slower data rates. Those who have mobile phones or hotspots in vehicles may want to check their status before you go too far into the event seasons. I know this from first hand yesterday, where my hotspot decided it wasn't going to play ball, where it usually plays very nicely. This shutdown leaves the UK, leaves 3 UK and Virgin Media O2 and O2 who will switch off theirs through 2024 and 2025 respectively. So keep an eye out for your hotspots and your SIM cards. The pace of issuing temporary repeater call signs in the 5 to 25 watt range has slowed, but sadly there's no news yet on whether the gates are open for higher 25 watts units, which will need a full OV for Ofcom. When this happens, the groups who have requested higher power units will be informed. Okay, let's start with the top of the list, which is our very usual Mike. Good afternoon, Mike. G-H-E-E-Y. This is G4 ARC.
G4 NRC from G8EEY. This is Mike on the mic. Yeah, well, everything noted there, guys. Yeah. I won't give too much detail on mine because it's grey, cold and wet here. I'm fed up with that sort of weather, but there we go. Noted the Vodafone 3G gone. Well, yeah, that was forecast. Yeah, the 4G in Norfolk is not too brilliant, and that's a 5G. Well, gee. Not sniffed any of it so far. Yeah, looking forward to the greater than 25 watt allocations if and when they arrive, and be fascinated to see how they're going to deal with them. As we certainly in Norfolk tend to use crossband more than anything, and I've yet to see any indication that the application methods work with crossband. Otherwise, that's it for the first round from G8EEY.
It is G4 NRC. Thank you, Mike. Yes, all those. I was out on activity last night and it was pretty freezing. Glad to get home and warm up with a hot toddy. Anyway, alright, moving down to Graham, G7NEH. G7NEH, how's the YouTube stream looking this afternoon? From G4 NRC.
G4 NRC, G7NEH, yeah. Good afternoon, Guy, and thanks for doing the net this afternoon. So, up to now, we have concurrently got 5 people viewing the stream, and a total of 9 have logged on since the start. Last week's figures, we have a total of 37 views and 7 likes, and I've got 3 likes today, so those viewing the stream, if you could hit that like button, it'd be very much appreciated. Not a lot to report from this end. I've spent the day, or today, playing with Home Assistant and getting that set up for a few bits and pieces. So no radio stuff really this week. So back to you, G4NRC, G7NEH.
This is G4 NRC. Thank you, Graham. Thank you. 37 views from last week. So that's excellent. Good to hear. And yeah, I love Home Assistant. I use it here monitoring my solar batteries and everything else I can cram into it, including my cats. The GPS trackers into Home Assistant, which is quite entertaining for everybody else. Alright, moving down to the list, we have Civic G4KIL. G4KIL, G4 NRC.
G4 NRC from G4KIL. Good evening, guys. Thank you for running the net. What I got to mention is that, they were talking about crossband repeaters over 25 watts and so on, and using a lot of Norfolk. Unfortunately, we do reuse crossband, but only pretty much at the 5 watt level. So I understand the new call signs come through for using them higher than 25, so we cover everyone use fancy antennas with them as well. I don't think we would normally use the actual output powers from the radio higher than 5 watts. I've occasionally done that in the past by using a little amplifier on the back of it, because the standard radio would use a crossband. You're not supposed to use it at more than 5 watts on each frequency because of the duty cycle. I have occasionally used it with that with an amplifier to piece up 50 on 2 meters. And then at least on one occasion led to the almost inevitable of at some point or other not having the main radio turned down when I put it on transmittance or putting on much higher power into the amplifier and not doing it ring for good at all. So that's the disadvantage of doing it that way. We had a Zone 6 online meeting during this last week, I think it was, so Tuesday evening last week, which is the first one I've been involved with, having, well, I think I've been involved for 2 years to South Africa now, but didn't seem to get involved with that last year. That was very interesting, very interesting, and this is more of a comment, not a criticism. I want to emphasise that. As the nature of the sort of hobby we do, basically almost everybody in each group around the area is doing something differently, which is great from the investigation and experimentation point of view, but there's obviously some challenges in terms of interoperability. Interesting points there. As to, I'm sure that they're pulling their hair out the fact that we all keep doing things differently and never really want to coordinate with each other. So a bit of a challenge there. Okay, I think that's it for this time round, as much as I can think. So they go around. G4RC, G4KL.
This is G4NRC. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, you're right. Everybody likes to play and fiddle and thinks they're doing it the best way. What we do need to do is try and figure out some way of coordinating that, I think, so that we can learn. Because I'm sure some people are doing things that are exciting to others and would love to get that going in their environments, and are completely blind to that knowledge. And yet others are going off a storm. So I think there's definitely collaboration that we should be looking at doing. How we bring that together is another good question. Yeah, definitely. Okay, thank you very much. Moving down to Trevor, G4, UK. G4 UK, this is G4, NRC.
G4NRC, G4KUD, yes, good afternoon, Guy, everybody else. Nice to hear everyone this afternoon, and thanks for stepping in this afternoon as Chris offered his zonal meetings today. Few little bits. Firstly, for some reason, the log seems to be dropping in and out, so apologies if I'm having to catch up a bit at times. Having to reconnect. It's the first time I've ever had that issue with it, but never mind. Second thing, on the emails that we've exchanged earlier today, I think the various technical topic there, the various odds and ends, is better done with probably a three or four-way chat between you, Greg, Graham, and I, rather than sort of things backwards and forward with emails, and it's not quite as sort of interactive and productive. Radio work this week, I've been mainly looking at test equipment. Some time ago, I bought one of the Bodmer GPS frequency standards for locking the QO100 transverter to, so it was very accurate, which I think it gives an accuracy of one part in 10 to the minus 12 or something once it's warmed up. I dug out my very old Oracle frequency counter, which dates back. It was probably designed in the late 80s, and I think the handbook version number is around 1992 or something like that. And of course, with the 10 meg out from the Bodmer, I can calibrate it very accurately. And what the real message from it is how good 7400 7400 series DTL was and reliable, and how good quartz crystal manufacturers were at making crystals, because he's got a crystal in an oven, so it's probably sitting around the sort of 60 or 70 degrees C, and then a fine tuner with a capacitor. But once it has warmed up, and this is, bearing in mind, this is probably like 30 years later, it's very usable after 15 minutes. After half an hour and the rest of the day, it does not. Try again. After half an hour and for the rest of the day, the frequency stability is such that it is better than 1 hertz on 70 centimeters, which I think is pretty good. I'm struggling to get it nearer on accuracy because of the what they call a fine tuning, fine control for the calibration 30 years ago is, I think, what we call a very coarse calibration now. Of course, we didn't have such good standards very readily available in those days. So that's what I've been up to. Back to you, Guy. For NRC, for UK.
G4 NRC. Thank you, Trevor. And yeah, thank you very much for typing. I did see you come and go, and I think I might have even come and gone a few times as well this afternoon. But that seems to, I can see you typing at the moment, so that seems to be resolved for the moment. So keep an eye on that. Yeah, it's interesting that how some things were much better made back in the day. Today, more disposable, I think, and mass-produced and cheap and chucked up, or as quick and cheap as possible. Anywho, thank you for that, and yes, I will start a call between the three of us, four of us, and try and see what we can do to address that. So you're right, we've got some emails going through at the moment, so we'll sort that out. Okay, thank you very much, Trevor, thank you. Now moving down to G4 XUR. G4 XUR, this is G4 NRC. G4 NRC, G4 XUR. Yes, good afternoon, Guy. Nice to be on for the second time this last week. Nothing further to report here. Should have called in and out. Apologies. G4 NRC. This is G4 XUR. For NRC. Thank you, David. This is the first time I've worked with you, but nice to hear you. Nice to have you on today. And no problem, we'll mark you as in-outs. That's not a problem. Okay, moving down to Steve. Mike 1, Charlie Yankee Tango. Mike 1, Charlie Yankee Tango. Sorry, I need to get my teeth back in. Mike 1, Charlie Yankee Tango. This is G4 NRC.
This is M1CYT. Yeah, not much for me. As you say, about the 25 watts, I think our group are waiting for confirmation from that. The weather at the moment is sunny, and I didn't even attempt to go up to Norfolk this weekend to open my chalet up that I have up there. Because of all the floods and everything else around Newmarket, so I don't know what went on there. So yeah, that's about it from me. Back to you there. This is M1CYT in the group.
One CYT and G4 NRC. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, keep nice and warm. That's all I can say at the moment. All right, last on the list is Kevin, Mike 7, Kilo Alpha Golf. G4 NRC.
Kilo Alpha Golf to the net. I should have said in and out. Over. Over.
Right, 7 Kilo Alpha Golf. You want to go again? I have blipped, lost it, blipped again, and then I just heard the last thing, which was over. So have another go. G4 NRC.
Any better? Guy, sorry.
G4 NRC. Sorry, Kevin, just got the last 2 syllables there. Have another go from and see if you can keep it last this time. From G4 NRC.
Mike 7 Kilo Alpha Golf to the net. I should have said in and out. Over.
G4 NRC, no problem for the sorry about that. We got there in the end, that's the main thing. All right, thank you very much. Let's go back to the top of the list to a cold, dry and Mike in Golf Echo Yankees, G4 NRC.
G4 NRC from G8EY. Righty ho, going back to the result here. Yeah, the operational modes are going to be different in different parts of the country. Depends on whether you've got somewhere nice to put repeaters and things like that, or whether you can operate from hills. Nor, as they say, is flat, which is debatable. It's comparatively flat because there's no hills to speak of, but we do have deep holes, which means we're always going to be operating with mobile repeats. Emphasis on the mobile, which is why we go for crossband. Don't really want to have the problem of having to retune cavities and things like that when we have to turn up in a hurry. From the point of view of frequency standards, I've never been overly happy with DPS frequency standards. They're pretty good from the frequency accuracy, but the short-term phase accuracy is not so good, because after all, there is a variable amount of space between the satellites and your receiving antenna, and they do move them around, so I don't know what effect that has. In the distant past, back in the 70s, I always worked on the principle we used cathodian little round pins they were, plug-in jobs for crystal oscillators, about the size of a tin of tuna, which house 2 crystals and 2 complete oscillator sections, which is about the most stable way you can get. Otherwise, thanks for running the net, Guy, and I may see you all great next week from G8EY.
G4 NRC. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, it's always interesting how we made things more stable in the old days, or the previous days before we had all these self-regulating chips and whatnot. Okay, moving down to Graham, G7 NEH. G7 NEH, this is G4 NRC.
G4LLC, G7LH. Right, not a lot to report on this round, Guy. Total views on the stream today are up to 13, and currently there is 5 viewing with 3 likes. So there we go. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to report. Just to say that if you're searching previous streams, if you click on playlists, I would say separated them by year. So there's obviously 2023, 2022. I think we did a couple in 2021 as well. So they're all with a sort of yearly playlist, and you can pick which ones you want from there. Okay, thanks for doing that today, Guy. Thanks for logging in as well. G4RCG 70H.
G4NLC. Yep, thank you, Claire, for running YouTube, as always. And, yeah, great idea to separate into years. Otherwise, you know, a great long list. I know when I do my videos and streams, you just can't find the one you're actually looking for. All right, where are we down to now? I've lost my line. Yeah, that's it. G4KIL. G4KIL. This is G4NLC. G4KIL. G4KIL. This is G4NLC. Nothing heard. We're down to G4KUZ. G4KUZ. G4NLC. I see you just disappeared off the log. You see it again.
G4NLC, G4KUK. I'm not sure. I don't know why that keeps happening today. It's very, very odd. Very annoying as well. While I'm chatting. Yeah, okay, Mike. Cathodian, there's a name to conjure with, isn't it, from the past? I remember that very well. And made some very good stuff. Yeah, the frequency stand, the oscillators in the record counter, I think is a plus unit, and in my Marconi signal generator, of course, it's a Marconi unit, but they're all very good. As far as the noise is concerned, if you look up the spec on the Bodmer unit, working off the GPS, it's quite clever. It's got a whole range of different phase lock loops with different time constants, which give you, a very fast lock on and a certain amount of accuracy. And by the time you've left them on for 24 hours, it's had time to take all the information from all of the different satellites you can see and do some sort of clever algorithmic calculation, I guess, to home in on something which has been measured against the cesium standard, as I understand it, to better than 1 part in 10 to the minus 12. So that's not bad. Could live with that. Okay, I'll see if I can get the log back up. Don, and thanks for running the net this evening, or this afternoon. And catch up with you in due course from G4KEJ.
Yeah, thank you very much, Trevor. Thank you for logging as best as you can. With the log sheet going and coming, I've never seen that before either. So it's a strange one, isn't it? But never mind. We bear with it. Okay, down to David, G4XUR. G4XUR, this is G4 NRC. We've sorted our repeater systems out here. G4XUR, G4NRC. You dropped out there. Do you want to go again, please? From G4NRC. Okay, nothing further. Moving down to Ian, G3Z8X. G3Z8X, this is G4 NRC.
G4 NRC is G3Z8X. Thank you for running the net today, Guy, and Trevor for logging. Yes, I was going to comment on yesterday's event. We managed to get a bunch of MB9 call signs out, which was a bit of a headache for control when they were doing their regular occupancy announcements. I didn't have to, I was running a TTU, but I didn't actually have to make any announcements myself, which was business as usual, you might call it. In fact, I had technical problems, so I wasn't really running a TTU, I just thought I was. And it did get very cold. It was actually down to freezing when I got back to control later. Sorry, down to freezing, below freezing when I got back to control later. And I wonder if that was possibly why I had problems with one of the radios. But I'm still investigating that. Anyway, I don't think I've got anything else to add. I certainly wouldn't have had anything to say ahead of called me the first time round. So this is G3Z8X, and back to Guy and everybody on the net.
This is G4 NRC. Sorry, you did not try to call you the first time, and I do apologise. I'm very, very sorry. That wasn't deliberate, so apologies. Yeah, it was thinking cold last night. I was out on a checkpoint from, what was I there? Must have been about 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 7 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, it got down to very minus, and we have to rinse the internal heating on in the car for a little while just to warm up and defrost myself. And yes, I do wonder if the extreme cold did cause some issues with equipment services. Okay, yeah, I need to do some working on that as well. All right, down to is Mike 1, Charlie Yankee Tango, G4 NRC.
N1 CYT. Yeah, no, I haven't got a lot as normal, but thanks for running the net and everything else. Friends gone dead to talking it, I can't remember. I know he's only down the road from me, and yeah, nothing really from me. I just enjoy these conversations that people go on about all these different subjects that I'd like to actually see, certainly from some points of view of what we discuss. About certain power outages and things like that, what people, different kits they've got, probably come out in emails and there are things like that, so maybe links, that we could certainly look at buying some of these products and things like that, battery wires and everything else that people have got and they get on with. So yeah, thank you very much, and back to yourself. It's someone CYT in a group.
I couldn't agree more, actually. Yeah, we should start collating discussions and suggestions and recommendations. There's nothing better in many respects if you're looking for something to get a recommendation from somebody you know or trust, or at least a recommendation to say don't buy this one. Even if it's not buy this one, it's don't buy this one. I think there's some very powerful things to be had there. It's just trying to work out how we correlate that and coordinate it. But I like the idea. Let's see if we can figure something out in technical to work that out. All right. Thank you very much to all stations for calling into the net today. We will go ahead and close the net, and wish every station thank you very much, and taking time out of their busy schedules to participate this afternoon. Be careful and have a good week. Until Sunday afternoon at 4 p.m. local, I will now close the RAYNET weekly activity net and return to my normal amateur usage, and return my call time to its normal usage of Mike 0 Golf Uniform Yankee. So 53 from G4 ARC. Have a good week.